All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Kakadash.
We also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops who great us on the well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, we are the GMS Mississippi Camp. Today we are in our enclosure through the Spirit. We were anticipating some pretty bad weather, so through the Spirit, most I has us under the roof, man. All right, but today we got various topics. We got current events, and one of the main things that's being talked about is America when it comes to Venezuela, or Trump when it comes to Venezuela, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that usually when America, which is the hammer of the earth, has a conflict with a foreign nation, all right, it usually goes back to what? Resources. So we're going to get into some of the resources from a biblical context of why America's thriving in places like Venezuela, all right? And we can start with Deuteronomy, all right?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 24. And of Asher, he said.
It said, and of Asher. Now, why do we go into Asher? Because who's Venezuela according to the Bible?
Asher.
He's of the tribe of Asher. And a lot of times when we say Asher, the first thing that comes to mind is who? Brazil. All right, but Asher is more than Brazil. Because what's that, Colombia to Uruguay?
Mm-hmm.
So from Colombia to Uruguay, it's Asher, man. All right, and all right, go ahead.
Back in scripture. Let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil.
Let him dip his foot in oil. Okay? So what is Trump doing going down to the target, man? Oil. You ever Dave Chappelle? Oh, you know what I mean? All right, so Asher, one of their gifts is oil. Now, did the brother have an article on the oil reserve in Brazil? All right? Because you gotta want to understand, when the Most High sent the 9 tribes to the Americas, he sent them to a very rich dwelling. And oftentimes, the picture that Esau paints of a certain country is not consistent with the reality of that country. So when we think of Brazil, we're just talking about, you think of a third world country. Brazil is rich, and it's a very large manufacturer. I think a lot of cows are being raised in Brazil. Brazil has a lot, man.
Probably coffee.
Oh, the coffee bean. But going back to more vast, Asher, all right, has that coffee bean. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This is from BNAmericas.com. It says, after record high, Brazil's iron ore exports expected to remain strong in 2026.
And what does Brazil mean in Hebrew? Yeah, it goes back to barazal, which means what? Iron. Iron. Now, we're not specifically talking about Brazil, but more vastly, we're talking about Asher. But it's all connected. All right? So Asher is known for those resources. All right, go ahead. Was it more than that?
Yeah, it just said, this article came out January the 8th, 2026. It said Brazil's iron ore exports reached a record high in 2025, a scenario that tends to remain robust throughout 2026. Brazil exported 416.4 million tons of iron ore in 2025, compared to 388.7 million tons in 2024. According to federal government data, this is the largest export volume of the product ever recorded by the country.
Yeah, man. So Asher has that volume when it comes to resources. All right, Priest Lamar, was there more to that? You start back from the top of our show.
Other than going to the blue letter.
Oh, yeah.
Back in Deuteronomy, chapter. You have some, bro?
Now, so I got the Venezuela oil reserve and then we'll get to.
Okay, so after you get that, we'll go into the reserves.
Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 24. And of Asher, he said, let Asher be blessed with children, and let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil.
Let him dip his foot in oil. That's straight out the scriptures, man. Let him dip his foot in oil, man. Because what is Asher? All right, Venezuela, Brazil, what is that? What are they known for? Those oil reserves. All right, to be able to dip your foot in oil means that you have a lot of it.
Right.
Okay?
And I would say that's when you go to the oil, the blue letter, it goes into Shut
What's up, man? It's Shaman. Because when we annoy each other, we'll say, hey, I'm trying to get that Shaman.
And it goes into fatness. And then when you define fatness, fatness goes into a state or quality of having a large amount of.
Yeah, because even oil itself is a form of fat. Like an olive oil is a fat. Like, you know what I mean? The oils we use is fat. And a lot of it is healthy for the skin, you know? Yeah, much more with that.
And I think foot says of, let me make sure, I think it says of God. It says it's of God when it goes into foot. You know that.
Calm, bro.
Go ahead, bro. So real quick, this is from ChatGPT. It says, here's a clear comparison of Venezuela's oil reserve with the rest of the world. Global oil reserves and Venezuela's position. Venezuela holds the largest proven oil reserve in the world, about 303 billion barrels of crude. This represents roughly 17 to 19% of all proven global oil reserves. Comparison with other major countries. So you go into the list, the top three countries is Venezuela at the top with 303. Saudi Arabia is number 2 with 267. And Iran is number 3 with 208. So when you go into it, it says, so Venezuela's oil reserve surpasses Saudi Arabia's by several dozen billion barrels and are many times larger than the United States proven reserve. Total proven oil reserves worldwide are roughly 1.6 to 1.7 trillion barrels. Venezuela's 3.3 billion barrels, thus makes up about a fifth of the global total, a very large share for a single nation.
Yep. So, hey, may his foot be dipped in oil. Talking about Asher. Hey, peace and now, will you hold a second?
I just grab some on ChatGPT as well, because we always talk about how, you know, when America invade these countries, I always look at what resource they have. So I had to corner it, and I said, has America invaded any country that doesn't have any resources of any kind whatsoever, regardless of the stated reason? Because they'll try to say it's for, you know, whatever they're doing over there, trying to clone it. It says no. It says, here's a plain and literal truth regardless of reason. The United States has never invaded a country that doesn't have any resources. It's not a dodge, it's just logical reality and not a political.
Because Esau is a hammer of the earth, and it tells you Esau will have the fatness of the earth. And as we were talking about earlier, Esau accessed that fatness through European colonization. Because European colonization was basically a pretext to extract the fatness from what? The western coast of Africa, the Americas, North, Central, South America. It was really a global extraction process, including slaves, including people. All right? Human labor. He extracted human labor. And sent human labor from the western coast of Africa to the Americas, man.
Quick precept.
You got it, bro.
St. John 10:10 said, the thief cometh not but for to steal and kill and destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they may have it more abundantly.
And then what is the Most High called Esau? What's that? Zechariah? Was it Zechariah?
House of the thief.
Come on, man. Hey, I spiritual, man. Hey, the house of the thief, man. Hey, and we're coming into the time of the judgment of the thief, man. That's why we got to hold tight, man. All right,
Can I read that precept for you?
Yep.
I got the word fatness in the blue letter. I just want to read this in Genesis 27 and 39, going back into when Isaac was blessed, when Yahushua was blessing Esau. It says in Genesis 27:39, it says that Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of the heaven from above. And that word fatness in the blue letter, it goes into, it's actually shaman, and it says fatness, oil, or olive oil.
That just goes into the resources. Read the other part of it.
It says fatness, fat piece,
The scripture. Was you through making your point?
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Genesis 27:39, it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Job 9:24.
The earth is giving.
The earth is given.
Yeah.
So the reason why this man can walk into your trap and take over your trap, or take over these different countries, is because of the blessing. He's not that prolific, but because Yahweh Shem Shai has empowered him to do so, that's the reason why.
All right. In NLT it says you will live away from the richness of the earth.
Right, and when you think about dew goes into abundance. Like in the country back in the day, when you woke up in the morning, I know you see it now, is dew all over the grass. That's going into abundance. Keep going. You gonna say something?
No, it's perfect.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Yeah.
It says, and the dew from the heaven from above, and by the sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
Hey, now he said there's a point. Can I not link him up? This is Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Going back to June 2025, when you had America, the United States Navy, and the Air Force that attacked those 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. Guess what the operation was called? Operation Midnight Hammer.
They know, man.
But that shows you right there, it links up with the scriptures.
Right, and hammer goes into an Hebrew devastator, right? And this is what this man do to these countries based on his military might. You know, he devastates your entire country.
Yep.
Here's a point. I got one more point too.
Yeah, he'll paint like that leader who's not with this NWO as the boogeyman. And have everybody, you know what I'm saying, go along with this this propaganda. Next thing you know, he put up his person.
Yeah.
That's gonna be avoiding this NWO.
And when you go into that term hammer, it also symbolizes to creation, to craft. So what Esau does with that hammer, he also shapes these other countries into his image. He installs a puppet government. It goes into strength and force, transformation, meaning what change through pressure, because he'll take out their system and use that hammer to employ his system. Right? Goes into that's pretty much it. Creation, strength and force, and transformation.
I got something real quick to bag you up. So you got this thing in American politics. It's called gunboat diplomacy. It said gunboat diplomacy is a strategy in international relations where a powerful country uses the threat or display of military force, especially naval power, to pressure a weak country into complying with its demands without formally declaring war. Because Trump didn't declare war. He didn't go through Congress to do what he did in Venezuela. It's called, what you see Americans doing is called gunboat diplomacy. When they park them aircraft carriers on your coast, then they send them the senator down there, what you gonna do? You know? Because it says the gunboat symbolizes visible force, usually warships positioned near a country's coast to intimidate its government. Naval power is leverage, warships, blockades, which they are blockading Venezuela on now, military presence, coercion with full-scale war, without full-scale war, used to influence political, economic, or diplomatic decisions typically used by stronger states against weaker ones.
And where did Jake learn that intimidation tactic from? He learned it from Esau. Like when Jake drive down the street, creeping real slow, like I'm driving by your mama house, nigga. It's Esau Edom. You know? That's a real thug. Like Esau Edom is the real, thug.
Evo.
Esau outside.
You is outside.
Esau outside.
This is Isaiah 14, verse 5, within the NLT. For the Lord has crushed your wicked power and broken your evil rule. You struck the people with endless blows of rage and held the nations in your angry grip with unrelenting tyranny. That made me think about in the 60s, the Cuban blockade. Well, Esau, which is like a U.S. embargo, where he would restrict you like commercially, financially, and economically.
Because Cuba's manufacturing is stuck in the 50s. Mm-hmm. The car manufacturing, you know?
So he can economically strangle a nation. They don't abide by this left-handed NWO.
No fucking Cuba according to the Bible.
That's
what's the
towers.
Yeah, man.
Made to forget, man.
Yeah. So these are Israelite tribes being bullied, man. Yeah. These are Israelite tribes. We always go into the so-called black man. And like a lot of things you see on TikTok, the so-called black man and his oppression, systemic oppression. Now the 12 tribes are systemically oppressed.
And you have your so-called own country, but you can't even reap the benefits. but have your so-called own country.
Because can the brother hold that scripture? He'll oppress a man in his own house.
Got back on the corner real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
I do want to real quick. Like, did the U.S. meet and talk with Venezuela while having ships parked at the coast before invading?
That's some bullying tactics,
It
man.
says.
So you got a meeting. Go ahead, read.
It says yes. The U.S. did have discussions with Venezuela's president while escalating military pressure and positioning ships offshore. While President Trump even having a phone call with the Venezuelan president to discuss his potential exit, but negotiations failed as the president sought amnesty and control, leading to continued U.S. military actions, culminating into his capture in early January 2026.
Yeah, because this nigga is a mobster, man. Like on the movie. You supposed to have, you on the phone call with Trump, that nigga tell you look outside. And it's the USS Roosevelt out there, motherfucker. He's like, shit. Now let's negotiate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This nigga is a goddamn mobster, man.
Explosive.
Yeah.
It says while naval forces gathered, U.S. officials also tried to find peaceful resolutions with the Venezuelan president's departure, but these efforts failed, so the U.S. proceeded with the targeted strikes
That's a
before
peaceful
final operation.
Yeah.
That's propaganda right there, man.
I got a gun in your head. This is no peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
The meeting went
That's
well.
strong arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't Jake get 70 years of strong arm.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, now I know brother had a line of precepts too. What you got, bro?
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Yeah, and he transgressed through his philosophies, through his Western thoughts. They say he's a proud man. That was a proud move.
Yeah.
And he like you said, he outside.
Yeah.
He in other people's territory. All right, threatening them and stuff, man.
And that's what he do. He'll send in a rep and try to get you to sip out that wine bottle, but if you don't do it, he can hit you with that hammer.
Hey, that's why we know Tyrone, 2/3, they're baby Edomites. Going back to how Esau got America, the Wild Wild West in America, that birthed the 2/3 mindset, man. You watch movies like Malcolm X, this before street culture. Denzel's Malcolm X, man, he what do you call it, Little Red? He was being like a baby Edomite. Yeah, that was thugging before street culture, man. Because the gamblers, the gangsters, yeah. But where did that structure come from? Esau, the Wild West, you know?
There you go. Jake, he's a domestic problem, the 2/3 Jake, but Esau as a whole, a collective,
Foreign.
this nigga's a global problem,
But
man.
when you think about it, then he even going to the three classifications of men, you have the son of men, the son of the Most High, and the sons of the wicked. So can no other nation get more wicked than Esau?
Nah, more dark than that
You know, we always say Ham, but Ham don't got shit on Esau.
Because Ham go to the country, man, and rape your kids in front of you. I'm sorry.
Make you count.
I didn't mean to say Ham. I didn't mean to say the R word. Esau go to another country and rape their kids in front of them. You see? What he was doing with Ishmael, U.S. military, raping the kids in front of the women, man. Yeah, Esau a dog.
The serpent in the garden, his spirit was like hell. That's what Esau, man.
That was the Edomite spirit, man.
Wicked.
Ham is nasty.
He was more wiser and wickedness than any other beast of the field.
And that's another trait about Esau. Man, he thinking 20 steps ahead.
Because Ham got that shit from the serpent.
Yeah.
Esau did when he got his shit back.
Yeah.
The Greeks.
Yeah.
He went to Egypt.
Yeah.
He just getting his shit back from Ham.
Esau already knew the dark magic.
Yeah.
He already knew the crafts.
They're back from the serpent. Ham just picked up on it after the flood. But when Esau got back on his feet,
Yeah.
you know, he got his shit back.
Hold my shit.
Because the world powers, every time you study the Middle Ages and the rise of the Knights Templar and the Masons, it's really like going back to, okay, who got the dark secrets now?
Yep.
Whoever came back with the ancient dark secrets, that's going to be the next world power.
Yeah.
The ancient geometry, ancient all that, man. The, what do you call it? Not metaphysics, but
Mysticism.
mysticism is another, yeah, for sure.
Sciences.
That's another word, too, I can't think of. But, hey, you got whoever had the precepts.
That's some more on it.
Okay.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell.
Wait a minute. It said the scripture said some. The wicked spreading himself like the green bay tree. You see? Esau out here thugging, extracting resources since European colonization. Since what, the 1400s? This 700 years of extraction. That's why you got this endangered species, that endangered species. Because every species that's endangered, Esau used it for a resource. He used it for a product. You know?
I got some more of them.
Okay, good.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied but gathered unto
Think
him.
about how many people die per second every day, per minute. Death cannot be satisfied. Esau has the entire whole world in his hand, but he still wants more. He wants everybody enslaved with that more. You know?
And look at the aftermath of people who shot the Jacob.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Still
yeah.
died 5 years later.
Well, they said the insurance rate last year went up an extra 400 something thousand, but nobody know why.
And everybody got the immune, you know, that 3-letter word.
Yeah.
But everybody got to know.
Got that easy, man.
Yeah.
105 to 120.
What's that?
105 to 120 people die every minute globally, transitioning to 150 to 170,000 daily.
So this man is like death.
And that's another thing too. This segues into another topic. You don't have to control the world's population because the Most High already got a circle of life. People are gonna die.
But you know what I think about Genesis, the 4th chapter? How the Most High told told Cain, if you don't do such and such, sin lies at your door. But you supposed to control it. And look at him, man.
Let me add real quick. Hey, I was walking through a store real quick. Earlier, I smelled this Edomite like 3 hours open, you know? And shit, he smelled like death. You hear me? Literally, when I saw him, shit, he had like dry blood in his ankles. Like so many sores, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this man is like death. Like bagging you up. But I mean, if I may add, real quick, got something in the chat. It says Esau is allowed, like you said, he can't. He got the earth, but he want more. He never satisfied. So I did a lesson a few days ago, like going into basically how Esau is allowed. So it says Esau. This in the chat, by the way. It says Esau is allowed, but only for a season. It says according to the scriptures, he's permitted to rule this present world, yet authority is temporary and controlled by the Most High. He's allowed, not chosen. It says,
wait a minute, it said he's allowed but not chosen.
He's allowed but not chosen.
Goes back to that blessing. You gonna have no time to move.
But you ain't the chosen.
But you ain't the chosen seed.
And then he got that Job 9:24, how it's given into his hand. And then he got that Luke 4:5, how Satan, you know, how he tempted, how it shot, like he gonna give him, he gonna give him these kingdoms. But it said how this is how Esau operates. You know, so it says Satan offered the kingdom of the world because they were delivered unto him. That's the system. That's the system. That system operates through Esau. So yeah, again, like the line Esau up with Satan.
Yeah, and that goes to show you that all these empires, they had to worship Satan, because he told Yahushua, look, all these kingdoms I give to you. So Yahushua saw America last.
Bro, they showed it in some of our favorite movies we always talk about. The movie 300. Leonidas climbed to that mountain and he had to consult those warlocks. You know, that was basically tapped in with Satan. Then you watch the movie, that was still 300. Osiris, he was in that room with Baphomet, was it? Yeah, so every king basically, Xerxes. So like I stand correctly, every king was tapped in with Satan.
Yeah.
All kingdoms had a high priest.
Yeah, you seen Baphomet loud and clear in that motherfucker.
Yeah, they straight up showed it, bro.
Yeah, because they was doing them orgies and that motherfucking everything.
Showing you those are all rituals going back to witchcraft, man.
And that's what Puffy and them was doing, man.
Don't Esau do the same shit today? Well, when he went to well, all the countries, hey, you can come here with me, boy, you're not like that.
That's right.
Just back up, appreciate me. I got this Habakkuk 2:5 in the GNT. It said, "Wealth is deceitful, greedy people are proud and restless." And linking over Proverbs 4 chapter, saying how he cannot do anything unless he sleep. You gotta do some type of wickedness before you go to sleep. Roughly paraphrase.
Jake simple, man. You get Jake a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? Some candy bars and a PlayStation game. Hey, Jake cool as fuck.
As long as you got him a Keisha around,
Keisha Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a form taking gas, huh?
Because that's Esau used Jacob's simplicity to control him. He said Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Hey, you know how Kendrick Lamar was like, "Bitch, don't kill my vibe." He's like, "I got my drink, I got my music." So that's Jake.
Yeah, that's it.
As long as he got his liquor, his food, his music, some box. But Esau used that simple nature Jake has to overthrow his country. You know? And that word plain also goes back to peaceful. So the 12 tribes don't have that military spirit that could combat Esau, man. They're warriors, but as a country, they don't have, they can't trump that blessing.
So it's
And then also as a point to back up, and it goes into like which is righteousness.
Yeah,
Because Jake was keeping the law.
he was.
You know what I'm saying? To the best of his ability.
Well, and another thing too, Jake was in harmony with the land too. You know, these tribes, man, they was in harmony with these rich lands. Esau being that devastator, and you know when you devastate something, the aftermath be like deadly. You know, like the aftermath of a war. So every time Esau leaves that country, it's devastating.
What's the point? Get a block of ice and hit that motherfucker with a hammer.
Shattered everywhere.
It's shattered.
Yep.
Lines and pieces and chips are going everywhere.
And he don't talk about the dead that came from that so-called capture. They don't even talk about it.
To the Venezuelan captain.
You know, but he has death, but he doesn't highlight his wickedness.
And well, like Priest Yah said, he smelt the scent of Edomite 3 hours over, man. So the aftermath of Esau was always dead corpse.
Yeah.
Said they was bumping Chief Keef as they was going towards the boys' crib.
Yeah.
Love Sosa.
This is back in Habakkuk 2 and 5 in the GNT. It says, "Wealth is deceitful. Greedy people are proud and restless. Like death itself, they are never satisfied."
What's that, Michael? How they never had a rest?
Yeah.
Because they covet fields? What does it mean when they say they covet fields, man? See, Esau has always had a ruling class mentality. All those series used to watch, what did the kings desire? Land. Yeah, we want gold, silver, land, cattle. All right, can you get that real quick?
Match them up. That's the Micah 2 and 2. Salak. And they covet fields, and take them by violence,
Yep.
and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Motherfucker, if you stay in your own country and you don't have the access to the resources in your own country, you are oppressed.
The point, heritage goes into your land.
Come on. You don't have, that's why it's your land. You supposed to have, hey, when the Most High set up the 12 tribes, he set it up to where you have access to the resources in their land. So if you're an Asherite in the land of Venezuela, your progeny is supposed to have access to the resources. But if another nation, such as Edomites, can set up their oil reserves and extract your resources and make you slaves in your land, you are a slave. That's from the North, Central, South America, man.
Let me say right here. That is why they conquer nation after nation for themselves. The conquered people will taunt their conquerors and show their scorn for them. They will say, "You take what isn't yours, and you are doomed. How long will you go on getting rich by forcing your debtors to pay up? But before you know it, you that have conquered others will be in debt yourselves and be forced to pay interest. Enemies will come and make you trouble. They will plunder you. You have plundered the people of many nations, but now those who have survived will plunder you because of the murders you have committed and because you have violence against them."
That's talking about the EU turning on America. You had Russia and China shooting missiles over there. You know what I'm saying? And then how shots coming back to William.
You know, because they talking about going like today. Some news basically. He want Greenland, right?
Yeah.
And basically he gonna take Greenland no matter how he gonna do it. He gonna, and that's when talking about NATO become my president. And basically said he gonna take it.
Denmark,
you know what I'm saying? So he really don't give a fuck how he get it, when he get it. He want what he want. Anybody precept.
Yeah, I got some questions for you Americans though, because Trump said too yesterday that he's willing to give all residents of Greenland some money, and that could be anywhere from $500 million to like $1 billion some dollars. But meanwhile, you get tax and more tax and more tax. But wait a minute, that money that he's giving to those residents could be your money. You should be having sedition out here in these streets if you had any form of spiritual awareness.
It is you.
I'm not pushing that, but this shit is just common sense, man.
For you patriots.
Yeah, for you fucking patriots, man. And that's what this dude said about China. The difference between y'all rulers and our rulers, they took the money and they built up China. But look what they did to you all in America.
Because America is not built up. Is it word
If I can just say real quick, just to add on what the brother's saying about this man, this devil not being satisfied, man. Okay, he done blew up these boats supposedly transporting drugs to Venezuela. He done so-called kidnapped the president and the wife. But before he even finished closing the cap on that package, he's talking about he's gonna go bum rush Green. You know, so he can't even be satisfied enough to finish one deed, man. He's already going to the next chaotic, takeover.
Not to keep it at home.
Yeah, not to keep it at home, man.
Back to Habakkuk 2 and 8, it says, the GNT, it said, you have plundered the people of many nations, but now those who have survived will plunder you because of the murders you have committed and because of your violence against the people of the world and its cities. You are doomed. You have made your family rich with what you took by violence.
The elites, the Bacon families, those 13 Bacon families, man, were made rich by what their families took by violence, man, or what they took by violence.
James,
And you watched that last movie, King's Man, the third one? It was showing you how that wealth went back to basically robbers, thieves. You know, those rich families out there in Europe and all that. They extracting resources from Africa. That's how you had rich European families, man. Rich Edomite families, man.
That's right.
All right.
So it said, you have made your family rich with what you took by violence and have tried to make your own home safe from harm and danger, but your schemes have brought shame on your family. We see that shame of spirit, man, carry out right now. Every time you perform a false flag, you see people already on the internet exposing it. Right there, right there.
And then names like Rothschild are nefarious names now. You know, those families that have got rich through the process of European colonization, they're now nefarious names. They're infamous names. It's exposed. Now everybody's saying those people who call themselves the chosen are not the chosen. Everybody's tracing this shit back to them, man.
1%.
Yeah.
These lands in America, they took by violence. You know, the Native Americans, what you got, the Trail of Tears. You know what I'm saying? And they put them in these reservations. All these lands were taken by violence, man. It wasn't just an agreement. And then, they found out how much resources that the Native Americans had on their land. So now they started taking over their identity, acting like they had Native American blood on, so they could receive those benefits, man. You know.
And then the president of Venezuela called them out too, saying that they wasn't the real people out there in Israel, and then his leanings went back to the chosen people of Israel.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I had two. I wanted to make a point because you was talking about Jacob being the plain man intention, and then the quote was talking about how Esau is not the chosen, and then y'all was saying how Esau is he's what do you say he's basically he's getting an opportunity but he's not chosen. The first one in Genesis 25 and 27 where it says that the boys grew, Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Don't you understand this extraction process is part of his hunting spirit? It says he's a cunning hunter. Even though they use propaganda to make the Venezuelans look like the bad people or whatever, it's all part of a hunting process, man. It's trapping minds. He's a trapper, you know?
Since you said that, and also for cunning, it goes into capturing of souls.
Come on, man.
So he uses philosophies to convert you into Satanism. You don't even know.
So basically, Satanism, or what he would call Westernization, is a hunting mechanism. It's to ensure you.
He cold, man.
Esau's the trap house, like you were saying.
So if you're Westernized, you're conquered.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to add, because most of South America are Roman Catholic.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So Esau know cause he know his left hand shit. And he know the tribe's powerless when they're on the left hand. But that's why he's able to just have his way. Because it's really like a slave master just going through his house and beating his slaves. You know? Yeah. He's just going through the Western Hemisphere just beating, they come smack you in.
Get their resources.
Yeah.
He turned into candle.
By taking candy from a baby.
Yeah, we say Psalm 10, his mouth is full of cursing, fraud, and deceit. Upon his tongue is a left-handed medium.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Esau, who could stop Esau?
Only Yahushua.
Only him.
Only Yahushua.
Now you understand the power and the importance of UAP, so-called UAP, so-called UFOs. When you see chariots come down to the earth, that's actually a power move in itself, because it's shaking the morale of our Idumean empire. You showing the empire, look, you could get checked. Somebody, just how your ships are coming to another country and showcasing that power, the spaceships, so-called spaceships, are coming to your kingdom and showing you like, hey man, hey, your time almost up.
What's keeping him off us?
Yeah, come on, man.
What's keeping him off us? We ain't got no military. Because if he invade nations with military, what's keeping him off us?
You mean he can't kick it out though?
Yeah.
Because why do you have agencies watching the Israelites? Why do you have agents watching the prophets? Because we're being followed. We got agents watching us. We got tablets and shit. You'll be coming from the store. It's probably an agent in the car watching you, man. But if we're not important, and we're just guys out here with rags on, why are we being watched? But it's a delicate watch. It's a careful watch.
They know they're being checked.
Yeah.
I can get the bottom line real quick.
Let's go.
They said bottom line, it says Esau is allowed to rule, to oppress, to build, but not continue. His allowance is prophecy, his fall is guaranteed. Jacob rises next.
Hey, bro,
Think
hey,
about that, man.
you might as well bring a bottle out, bro. Jacob rises. We might as well pop a bottle.
Watch that shit, man.
Bro, y'all understand what's about to happen? Y'all understand what's about that? Like, bro, it's here. That's why you think some of our hardest afflictions has been the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Our hardest spiritual battle has been the past couple of years. Because Satan knows, look, if I don't overthrow these prophets, I ain't doing my job. The spiritual demon saying no. I only got because what was the bet with Job? I could turn Job out. I could make Job turn against you. Yeah, so the spiritual demon, Satan's job is to make us lose our integrity. That's why we've been catching so much hell in the spirit the last couple of years. Because Satan knows shit.
It's the home stretch.
It's the home stretch.
It's the hardest too.
It's the hardest. If I overthrow them shit, I don't get my kills. Because Satan is a cunning hunter.
Yeah.
So Satan, I gotta overthrow the elect.
Yeah.
They were playing for you.
Let's go.
It said, I had your point too. When you look at that word plain, dwelling in tents, it says
It's Thorn, man.
Thorn. It says it says sound, wholesome, completely morally innocent, having integrity, one who is
Two manner of people are in your room. One was gonna be spiritual and one was gonna be carnal.
Watch this, of course. It says one who is morally or ethically pure. When you drop down to the Greek lexicon, it says wholesome, upright, always moral, a peculiar use, going back to the Most High peculiar treasure.
Mm-hmm.
It says opposite to the character of Esau.
There you go.
Because it was supposed to be a contrast. When the scriptures broke down Esau's character and Jacob's character, it was showing that duality, that contrast in their natures. So Esau was more warlike and Jacob was more peaceful. Esau was predestined to be wicked. Jacob was predestined to be righteous. So it was showing that contrast in their natures, in their character.
Mm-hmm. You said that Jacob is next, that Esau will surely fall. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, going back to how we are the complete opposite of Esau. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except they'll come and fall away first.
That's 70 AD. The falling away happens around 70 AD.
It says that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So we the complete opposite of Esau. We're wholesome, men of integrity. Then who has to be the man of sin? Right. It has to directly link to him, and the nigga being revealed. Like you said, it's always showing up the false flags. You literally seeing this nigga like literally step to these countries on other people's shit.
His eyes is being exposed. That great projection that he promoted to the world is being torn down. That great projection, now that little wicked man is behind that projection, he's been exposed, man. I'm gonna read real quick too. This Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. He has an expiration date on his rulership. He's allowed, but he's not chosen.
So his last bound started what? The Renaissance
Rebirth.
until now.
Which explains why he knows why he has such a short time. So to Revelation 2:12, like why does he know he has but a short time? What is he saying on the left hand side?
And I'm gonna say this too. When they extract us, you know it's time. So some of us gonna get extracted. They're gonna get us. But guess what? It's a reason why. As soon as World War III really goes down, Esau gonna make a move because he know like, oh shit, it's time. All the rulers knew because they always had magi's. They all knew, look, the king gonna rise from the east. So when that star's aligned with that star, somebody's gonna overthrow you. That's why they always sent the army to overthrow Hebrew babies, unalive Hebrew babies. So as soon as they extract the prophets, you know what's up, man. And that's why I said when the enemy shall come in like a flood. Yeah, how about hey, brothers gonna have spiritual power, man.
I'm gonna say expect miracles.
Hey, expect real. Hey, man. Hey, bro. From now on out, it's a time of celebration. Pop fucking bottles, man. If you drink, if you don't, pop some fucking pomegranate juice, man. All right, because it's over with. It's up, man. It's up. We ain't got nowhere to go but up, man. His kingdom is up. And this nigga slipping. How you? Come on, you know what I mean when I say this nigga slipping. Like he ain't even like, you know how I said he's like a leopard of the city. The leopard not supposed to get seen watching us. We catching the leopard watching us.
This nigga false flags is totally tacky.
Yeah.
It's over, man. Knowledge has increased.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm gonna say this, and then y'all be on the lookout too. Most importantly, that digital fucking system.
Mhm.
When that motherfucker is unveiled, man, we going home, man.
Hey, come on, let's go, man.
I forgot to send it in the chat the other day. We passed by the spot right now. They got a sign that said no cash accepted. You know, if you go down, when you pass that federal building, the hotel that's on the left, like you're going back to a clean almost. You know, it's a hotel. They got like a little bar that's attached to the hotel. It says no cash accepted. They got like 2 or 3 signs on the glass out there, big letters. Because this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. It says, who opposing and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is
What's
worship.
that? It's the scriptures. Everything the Most High is for, this man is a counter. He's a op.
And that digital system is the ultimate rebellion against the Most High. And this man wants to replace the Most High with technology, man. That's why he's pushing this AI so much. He's trying to get this AI to learn, you know, so this AI can govern his new world. You know, he's saying, look, we don't need the rules of the Most High. AI gonna govern this new world. AI gonna upgrade you. You don't have to be obedient to the Most High. This is the biggest rebellion against the Most High the earth has ever seen. You know, and he thinks that he's gonna replace the Most High with technology, man. That's why if you take that seat here, that means that you're agreeing with this man or replacing the Most High. That's why the punishment gonna be so bad. So like you say, the digital system, he's rolling it out now. He's putting cameras up now. You know, he's already like these cause we've been seeing it for years. Like in Walmart, I was wondering like why they got this little gate right here in front of Walmart. Because you're gonna have to hit that ID for that gate to open up. In order to shop, you're gonna have to be identified. In order to be on the internet, you're gonna have to be identified. You know?
I seen something on Black Balloon. It was a comment. Dude said that his father was in the military. He said that he was telling him about UFOs and things of that nature. But he said whenever you see something in Esau's movies, he's 2 generations ahead of time. So the system is here. He just needs the perfect play to unveil it. Again, the system, the system is developed and everything. He just needs the perfect crisis to unveil it.
And it shows you like in that spirit of Nimrod, but even worse.
Yeah.
Nimrod, you know, when the scripture goes to keep himself to all nations, and he's trying to build that Tower of Babel. Now it's going to be like a digital Tower of Babel now. You know? People to himself all nations with that left-handed NWO, man.
And he catching hell. Like Esau trying to be the Most High, but that like human trying to pull it off is so hard. Yeah, he's like he really think like he's somewhere close, but he's nowhere near. Because he really don't have the resources to run his new world order. Because how much power this shit take. Like a data center take a lot of power. It should be overheating, you know. That shit destroy the environment And that's another reason he went and got that oil, because he needs some more power for these these data centers and shit. So this devil is catching hell trying to pull this shit off. You look at Trump. Go look at Trump his first term, and now look how he talk now. Trump low energy. He's slurring, damn near. Yeah, like this devil was he weary in his counsel. Esau not comfortably trying to set up this new world order. This nigga panicking trying to set this shit up. Like you say, he gotta throw this shit up for you have a shot back.
Hey, you got you, bro. Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Yep.
Every hand of the wicked shall come on him.
Yeah, so he in straits. That's why he trying to go to war here, he trying to go to war there. I need to go get the oil here. I gotta stop Russia from doing this. I gotta check China. Now we got protests in Iran. This nigga's all over the place.
You go boil that GMS, I guess some uranium.
Yeah, he's frantic.
Yeah.
What that scripture Sirach tell you not to be a frantic over your house, like a lion.
Yeah. Be not frantic among our servants.
Yeah, this is what he's frantic.
They put pressure on.
Yeah. In Cuba, Venezuela, like goddamn. He frantic because he trying to pull this shit, and then he's still trying to project power that he ain't got. You see, Esau like that old boxer that ain't got it like he think he do. Now he still got the knockout power, so you can't be reckless with the nigga.
Yeah.
But he ain't got it like he think he do.
Hubris.
Yeah.
Esau has something called hubris. If you look up the word hubris, it goes back to unjustifiable, unreasonable pride.
Right.
But Esau has that hubris, man. The way he sees himself is not the reality of who he really is. The way he projects himself to the world is not who he really is. You know?
I got something real quick in chat, because it's my brother speaking, man. Spirit got me put in behaviors of someone with nothing to lose, because that's kind of how this devil's moving. And it says reduce fear and inhibition. Inhibition. It's how you know that. Habitation.
Inhibitor.
Right there.
Inhibition.
Inhibition.
Yeah. Inhibition.
Because. All right. Reduce fear and inhibition. It says less concern about consequences, social, legal, or personal. Willingness to take risks others avoid, more blunt, confrontational, or brutally honest communication. Increase risk taking. Engaging in dangerous, legal, or extreme behaviors. Gambling big, reckless decisions.
You don't give a fuck. That's what that means. Because it goes into, I just looked it up for you, bro, to hold in check, to restrain. So that's why people say when you lose it, you fucking lose it.
Yeah.
You don't care. You don't care about the consequences no more. You trying to go for the big shot. Because it's now fucking up. Look at this man looking at state. Like the elite know, like, yo, if we go down this time, we ain't coming back up. It's over with.
It's like uproot a big ass tree. You always going to the tree to get uprooted.
Yeah.
When's the last time you see a tree get resurrected back to its place? Once that big motherfucker fall, it's over with.
Yeah.
So that's why people gonna say, is this the man that made the earth to trouble? Yeah, because once that giant fall, it ain't no get back up.
It's like that scary nigga when he got his gun.
Yeah.
That nigga got that gun, like he a whole new person.
Yeah, brand new.
Quiet as motherfucker. Like I ain't know you was in the room.
Oh, you're an introvert. Yeah.
I seen this nigga like that in Chicago. They call it nigga. He was a killer out there, but they called that nigga McDonald's without that scrap. That nigga was quiet. They was slapping that nigga around. Yeah.
You're an introvert.
Yeah. They called that nigga without that scrap. That nigga was quiet.
Yeah.
You can tell he like fuck.
Well, when you're in the elevator with an Edomite, it ain't the Edomite that be on the comment boards on
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you walking and passing with an Edomite, man, it ain't the same Edomite that be Make America Great Again.
Calling you nigga on Call of Duty.
You catch him without his blessing, I mean, hey.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I got one last part.
Where's the eyes you always bring up?
Yeah. Well, Esau's that the wizard. Jacob is the lion. Yeah, Jacob has been broken in America. You know, the lion without carriage, but Esau is, I forget the wizard's name. He just that little wrinkled man hiding behind a big projection.
Look at the elite. They all in the crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jacob Rothschild, all that. They like he's on death's door and shit.
But you have to understand, hey, the media was sorcery.
Yeah.
Because Esau projected himself as the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Messiah, the Most High, the conquerors. So it's been in everybody's subconscious, like, this man is a fucking guy.
Yeah, he was never not on top.
Yeah, he was never not on top. People really believe that. You know?
I got that quick one since you said about that tree. This is Psalm 37 and 35. It says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found.
And I believe through the Spirit, this is the beginning. Jacob rising.
Is it?
This is the beginning, because even like brothers feel the Spirit, like it's dry, it's something weird in the atmosphere. It's dismal. Because like it's something that's pending. But I have reason to believe it's up from here. Even in our harsh temptations, it's still a King David had to go through the woods when he got the kingdom. So even in our up and coming fucked up temptations, man, it's still a win. We're about to reach our inheritance, man. All the years brothers put in, whether you put in 2 years or 10 years, man. If we still here and Most High still got his name in us, hey, we're up from here, man. It's penny, man. That penny. We about to get that penny, man. Hey, cause like it's a reason why everything is speeding up. It's a reason why they talking about digital ID. Cause they looking at the chariots coming towards here. And what we're talking about on the highways and the byways is an alignment of what they're looking at out of space. It's an alignment with what their warlocks are consulting them with. So they're watching us, man.
They should too, bro.
They should.
They should.
It's showing. Well, if you see your opponent, if you're a fighter, and you see your opponent handshaking, that might give you a little more confidence.
Hey, Tyson, what did Tyson say?
If they lose eye contact, it's over with. Tyson said before he gets to a fight, he'll like eye contact with his opponent. If they shift their eye, I already won the fight. If my opponent look over, I already won the fight.
And you had one Jake that took his eyes off Tyson, man. Tyson knew he had conquered him. He beat the brakes on him.
And Jacob be trying to act hard, but he shift them eyes, man. So Esau shifting right now. He's getting, you know.
You had this so-called Jewish woman too. She said like the last quarter of last year that she's more concerned with these black guys out here in these streets. Talk about the prophets. You know what I'm saying? So they shook.
Yeah, this their biggest fear.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, like you say, with Darrow, he just said a little something about we thoroughly expressing this every day, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever see your favorite actor from a movie say he played in 20 years ago? And 20 years ago, you didn't know he would be that person? For example, you might have seen Idris Elba in a movie from like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But at the time, you didn't know that would be Idris Elba.
Yeah.
So the role we're playing in Esau's stage, we're like insignificant actors. But in the kingdom, it was like, whoa, those are the Israelites the whole time. Those are the prophets. Like I saw American Gangster, I was like, I didn't know that was Idris Elba in American Gangster.
Right.
But at that time, he wasn't significant to me.
Yeah.
So like the role that we're playing as the prophets, it's like these are so-called black and Hispanic men talking about they're the chosen. They look insignificant. But in the times of come, it's like, wait a minute, those are the prophets the whole time. Those are Israelites the whole time.
We seem to count their lives madness.
And we count their lives madness.
Hey, thank you. This 1 John 3:1 in NLT. It says, see how very much our Father Yahweh loves us, for he calls us his children. And that is what we are. But the people who belong to this world don't recognize that we are the Most High's children because they don't know him.
If I can add, and that's the spirit really to be in, man. Like, nah, we the sons of God, man.
That's right, bro.
You know?
That's right.
Fuck that nigga Esau, man. I ain't impressed by nothing that nigga doing. There was a time you looked at the nigga, but now you look, man, this nigga ain't got it. And then even going back to these pseudo miracles that he do with the Neuralink and all this shit. Yahushua didn't have to do that. Yahushua spoke healing into existence. Right? He didn't have to go inside your brain, your skull, and put some goddamn wires, you know. Then you gotta hook the shit up to your hand. Then that shit gotta go to the TV.
But you know,
Yeah,
the right is stronger than the left.
yeah. Just so you can play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So
But you still
man.
sitting in the wheel.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ain't whole.
You still a vegetable.
Yahushua, they said Yahushua healed as many as came.
That's right.
So he was just speaking healing, man. So these devils can't even imitate what Yahushua was doing over 2,000 years ago.
That's the godlike quality.
Yeah.
Being able to speak things into existence.
Raise
Whole-
the dead.
Raise the
The
dead.
people that was paralyzed said they were leaping.
Right.
Ain't this something?
Esau, he certain,
limping.
you gotta go through physical
Yeah.
therapy.
Man.
You know, you still
You walk with a limp.
But even with that though, he suppressed the knowledge of nature. I'm careful with my wording, but a lot of miracles come from nature. So the things that he's going to promote through his Neuralink, bruh, the healing,
raw diet to fix it.
the raw diet of fixing. You go raw vegan for a couple of months, man. You know, take that sea moss. A lot of roots. The scripture says that goes into the virtues of roots, man. But Esau suppressed that, knock off a physician for that, and turn around and add this Neuralink is a miracle. They never, you know,
You still gonna die.
yeah.
You still gonna die. So I mean, it's still like a lost cause.
Oh, that's another thing. Elder Paul making the point. If this nigga is so superior, why do you gotta sabotage everybody else?
Right.
Think about it. If this brother's faster than all us, he ain't gotta sabotage the race. He just faster.
Yeah.
He ain't gotta sabotage
Right.
us.
Right.
Right.
So if Esau's so superior, why he had to kill off Dr. Sebi?
Yeah. Yeah.
If his medicine is so superior,
Yeah.
you know, his industry, his so-called, you know, industry is so superior, why does he have to demonize the holistic way and kill off the holistic doctors if he's superior?
People who make gasoline out of peanuts.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all type of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
they have these
Yeah.
different combustions
Yeah.
that they're able to have transmissions and machinery and equipment run without those so-called oils.
And that's the difference between a superior person and a narcissist. A narcissist will try to suppress his competition. Superiority don't have to suppress the competition because you're more superior than the competition. So that he's a psychopath, he's a narcissist, and he has to suppress his competition, man.
I just say when Deion Sanders went to the combine, he said he pulled up in the limousine, hopped out, ran the 4.2, got back in the limousine and left. Man.
Damn.
Next thing you know, like everybody else was stretching. You know what I'm saying? He's out there warming up, high knee, you know what I mean? Well, how about the limousine, the gold herringbone, run a 4.2, you know? Bo Jackson, they said when Bo Jackson went to the combine, they said he ran it, he was still like a 4.3. And they were like, Bo, but they could tell he ain't opened up. So he said he went back, and then he told them to open up the double doors at the back. So he ran that motherfucker 4 flat. But he ran out the double doors and left. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you say, if you superior, you gotta sabotage.
Yeah. You got to suppress
suppress.
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just superior.
That's right.
You know.
What you just said back in 1 John 3:1, NLT, it said, "But the people who belong to this world don't recognize that we are the Most High's children because they don't know Him. Dear friends, we are already the Most High's children, but He has not yet shown us what we will be like when Yahushua appears. But we do know that we will be like Him, for we will see Him as He really is."
People with new bodies. Because in order to see him as he is, you're going to have to have new bodies. They got the Natasha when you said you had something?
Yeah, this is Zephaniah 3:19. I'm reading NLT. And I will deal severely with all who oppress you. I will say the weak and helpless ones. I bring together those who chase away. I will give you glory and fame to the former exile, wherever they have been mocked and shamed.
Bro, we're at the end of our captivity. And not only are we at the end of our captivity, we're at the end of all the curses that come along with it. So even that nigga stigma is leaving us. So like Jacob go to another country and realize I'm not perceived as a nigga. Like I'm more desired out here. In America, Esau headed to where you're despised just because you pulled up to the scene. But when Jake still have left the country, they realize, man, I'm desired. Like, you know what I mean? It's like even the curses is leaving Jake. You know, Jake knowing how to make money down, Jake knowing how to get that passive income, just on a physical level. Jake, what else? Jake is more, like, I don't know, purpose-minded. You know, Jake get along. You know, got the curses still, but Jake is more on point in the spirit, man.
Jake, like the average Jake's like the most degraded person here.
Yeah.
We the most sought out men amongst these other women, other nations.
Yeah.
So
And that's why
that's
Esau.
the average Jake.
And that's why Esau puts that on the television shows. Like Africa look like this and that, but when you really see it, it's beautiful because he doesn't want you to leave this place.
Now, why when he show Hollywood, it makes it seem like it's beautified.
Bro,
When you actually go downtown,
that shit
Hollywood,
like Bourbon Street.
you know.
The Bourbon Street sucks, man.
stink.
Hey, that's why we made the show Pop the Balloon. Because going back, if you're superior, why do you have to suppress somebody else?
Yeah.
So Esau, if you're really superior, why you got all these psychological warfare tactics against Israel, Jacob, to make him think he's not desirable? So you got all these platforms to make you think that who you are is not desirable, man.
Yeah, I went to some lady. She talking about how Jake, everywhere they go, she said the Chinese man might have billions of dollars, everywhere might have billions of dollars, but guess what? So-called black men in the United States, wherever they go, it don't matter how much money they got, they are desired. In every nation, they are desired.
Oh, we the freshest, bro. Hey, when you think about this, think about that video we saw at El Kazak's crib last Wednesday with Dave and Kano. They was in that restaurant. Like you had Jake, you had Esau with them suits on and things of that nature. But Jake just had on a button-up shirt, a chain, but Jake had so much salt up in there and flavor, man. Like it was like they was the life of the entire revenue up in there.
But Esau has to attack Jake's subconscious to where Esau didn't want you to have confidence. So Esau attacked Jake's confidence. That's why I believe that lying without courage is talking about Jake, man. Because he's wounded from slavery. All right, his morale and his self-esteem has been attacked in Babylon. But you're the king of the jungle.
And your courage goes back into your belief system.
Yeah.
You know, and how you view yourself and things of that nature. So when you get into the Holy Spirit, and once it makes you born again, you get a whole different look of your self concept. You know.
No, you just.
No.
Hey, were you hosting?
I had some for you and then some for Shaquat too.
I got two of them.
First. You were saying how we're going through the process that we gotta go through. You mentioned King David, right? I just want to do a quick Google search going through kings who went through hard trials before receiving the throne. You know, Ratazan, we're going to be those kings alongside Yahushua. It says yes, several prominent biblical figures designated for kingship, most notably King David, went through a series of difficult trials and long proving season before they actually gained the throne. This period of hardship is often seen as a necessary time of preparation and character development orchestrated by the Most High.
So you go to King David. You know, he was probably anointed by Samuel when he was 12, 13. You know, then he was serving for Saul for a couple of years, but he didn't sit the throne until he was 30. He went on the run from Saul for 2 weeks. That was a long time. You know, he had became, a full-grown man on the run. You know, he pretty much homeless. You know, that's why he had to ask Nabal for some victuals. You know, because he was just out there in the trenches, man. But he kept a good reputation the whole time. You know, he was known for his upstanding, conduct. You know, that's why the whole nation rallied around King David. You know, even Abigail, King David, Nabal's wife told King David, look, don't mess up your reputation with this nigga. Like, everybody know you next. You know, so, but he had to go through that whole process. You know, he had to learn the temperance of a king before he became a king, man.
This is the one for Shaquat. It said back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8, it says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua shall consume with the spirit of their mouth.
Hey, that's his projection being exposed. Hey, do you know how fucking... Bro, this is the most paramount time in fucking history, man. The Most High has pulled a veil behind a great demon, a great wizard, a great, really in real life, a very feeble but very cunning man. And the Most High has pulled that veil back through the spirit of his mouth. So now everybody is exposing the Wizard of Oz. If it started with the Apostles, 1969, Elder Abba Bivens. Now every TikTok video is about them.
So we got 3 witnesses, really.
3 witnesses, man. All right, so we're in a very pivotal point in history, man. This is a very shifting time in history. This is a split. It's bigger than what we think it is. Because Esau is suppressing our words on purpose. And what we're saying is not important, why does he suppress us? Shadow ban. You can do a whole drill rap video on somebody's graveyard, but we say one word and we get our video taken down.
Man, for centuries, this nigga has never been questioned.
Come on, man.
Centuries.
Centuries.
Now it's a position being made by
Come on,
them.
man.
And then the spirit, like Elder Zahab getting into, the spirit on us, to, like you say, this nigga exposed. You really look at Esau, it's like, man, we got this nigga, man.
Yeah.
We got this nigga, man. Look at how this nigga moving. We got this nigga, man. He don't got it. You know, for the longest, we thought this nigga was just a goddamn guy, man.
Yeah.
But now you look at this nigga, he do not got it, man. That nigga do not got it on any level, man.
On any level. Because, come on, you got average Jakes, man. They're better at everything that Esau does. Jake does it, and he's better. Esau an engineer, well, Jake is an engineer, he's more competent. Esau has his laboratories, well, Jacob get into the nature. Jacob is just spitting that knowledge, man. Everything that Jacob does, he excels. That's the nature of an Israelite. And you gotta know that about yourself. Everything you do, you're gonna excel in it, man. It ain't just fucking basketball, man, and rapping. Everything you put your energy behind, your life force, your focus, you're gonna excel. You're gonna surpass everybody, man. That's why Esau has put all these different traps out to trap you. Street culture was to set you back 100 years. You know, feminism was the family structure back 100 years,
Make
man.
you primitive.
Make you primitive.
Made Jake primitive.
He rewarded you for being lower nature. And if you're higher nature, if you're going after the mind and the spirit, you're a nerd, you're a square, you're weird. But who set up that structure? Esau. Because he don't want you to compete with him. Esau don't care that you're stronger than him. Esau don't care that you can run faster. Esau don't want you to think that you're more intelligent than him. Esau don't want you to compete with him on a national world domination level, man. So he's gonna reward you for being LeBron James, but he ain't gonna reward you for wanting to dominate the world. That's why he don't want you to connect yourself with King David, King Solomon, the Yahushua, because they were all conquerors or sons of conquerors, man. And he don't want you to see that in you, you know. So a lot of you Israelite but a lot of you Israelite niggas, man, y'all put on friendlies and then go back to being American Negroes.
If I can add, bro, that's one of the main reasons that they went and hit Venezuela, because they were surviving through American sanctions. They were still surviving. See, them sanctions, because you remember about 7 years ago, Venezuela was eating out of garbage cans and they bounced back. Jake made a way out of no way. They still had a thriving. They wasn't thriving, but they were surviving. And that hurt because I watched one analyst, he said that like one of the things that triggered Americans well because they seen Maduro dancing with his people recently. You know what I'm saying? Like he was enjoying himself amongst his people. Now, you know, you get into the thickest of it, but at the end of the day, there's still Jake. And Jake was operating outside his shit. Like how they do with what's your boy? Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
You know, Fred Hampton started trying to get in touch with Gaddafi, you know, and people trying to push some shit together. Because even then they shoot him like 70 sometimes, some crazy shit. That was like a statement, like, nigga, how dare you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
talk about send some money over there, man.
Yeah. Even how they did Gaddafi, you know, because, like I say, amongst all them other Arab leaders, it was Gaddafi. But really, another thing, too, it was Jake that started figuring out how to get around Esau's economic system. Russia and China is late.
Yeah.
Like Chavez put Saddam on getting around this shit. So it was Asher that really put these leaders on working around Esau shit. Cause you go back to Chavez. Russia and China, that brick shit, Chavez was the one who really started to set up a system outside of the American dollar. So just like always, Jake always supplant Esau. No matter what level Esau get on, it's always a Jake come out of nowhere and supplant this nigga.
Hey, because that's what Jake was doing Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Jake was supposed to be suppressed doing Jim Crow. Jake was supposed to have functioning economies doing Jim Crow. Black Wall Street was doing Jim Crow. That was 1922, 21. And you had a whole economy that was more thriving than Esau's economy. Just another example.
Just the Lord just wasn't with it.
Yeah.
The Lord with this.
Yeah.
But it's just going back into just nature for nature, just mano a mano.
Yeah.
Esau can't fuck with Jake, man.
I'm gonna say this too. That's
Let's
what
go to the last round.
and I was looked up the petrodollar. That's another thing. The sanctions, he would give them, basically, they went around, started using the money.
Yeah.
He saw dealing with Russia and China. That's another reason they pissed off about he wasn't using their dollar no more too.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked it up too. They weren't using their dollar, they using them. With that money, whatever money they were using, what kind of money, they used some money instead of the US money.
And they were using the yuan and the ruble.
Yeah.
The Chinese yuan and the Russian ruble. But then they was also bartering too.
Yeah.
Like they was also Venezuela was also having them Eastern physicians come in, you know, to dealing with the healthcare of Venezuela. Like they was paying, like China come in and do infrastructure, and then they'll send them oil for coming and fix the infrastructure. Because the crude oil that Venezuela got, when they refined it in China, it made asphalt too. So China was able to get oil and make asphalt for their roads, because that's the only oil that do that. Like they get that much asphalt when they refine it. So they had a system that was operating outside the dollar. Like the BRICS was never meant to replace the dollar. They can't. It was just meant to operate around that motherfucker so America don't have that much leverage. Because if you just use a dollar, America just crush your shit. You third world country in a week. You know, so they started just using them workarounds. But going back, it was Chavez who really put them on. Beginning with Saddam, because Saddam was going to put his oil on the gold standard. It's called a gold dinar. Then Libya falls suit. But as they were Jake, they really started working on barter systems around Esau shit.
When you think about that hammer, man, you gotta equate the petrodollar to it too.
Oh yeah, hell
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we always talk about the military might.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, when I was doing a video a couple of days ago, the spirit hopped on me to say that too about the petrodollar. That's how you hammer your fucking society.
Yeah, so it's economic hit then.
Yeah, man.
Because the dollar is all in this system. The dollar always gonna be the easiest way for you to acquire resources. It's gonna always be the most liquid currency because it's accepted everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always gonna be the most liquid. So China and Russia, those currencies can never replace the dollar because they can never be that liquid. So what China and Russia was doing, they were just getting workarounds and barter systems. And then also is what you call a wartime economy. Because when war happened, you can't do no deals in dollars no more. You're going to have to have trade and barter systems set up for you to still function while you at war. You know? So now everything is being set. Mosai setting the stage for this nigga to, for these nations to go to war with each other. And Howard try to come back and conquer all their ass and set his brethren up in rulership, man. Just to sum it up.
Yeah. Because that's the only person who can take you out. Esau down.
Yeah.
But we talk about America falling and shit like that, but America's still powerful as well. So it's gonna take your house shot to combat because ultimately these other countries can't fuck with these niggas. Like we see things what they got, but according to the scriptures, when you think about it, it has to be your house shot.
America's biggest weakness is information against him.
Shit.
Like the best way to attack Esau is just through information, because he still got that sword. So I mean, we're going into like the logistics of how the other nations are moving against him, and that's a process. But Esau's weakness was the internet, that horn, that exposure, his word. I would destroy him with the spirit of my mouth. That's the word. Secrets.
Yeah.
I have set up men as caterpillars. And you go into the word caterpillars, it basically goes into a type of worm that devours leaves off a tree. It consumes a tree. So this word is consuming his morale, his projection, their stronghold, man.
And what worms do, it starts eating from the inside out.
That's right.
That's what the prophets do, little by little. That's what the prophets are doing to Esau. Chipping away at his ass, bro.
I mean, it started in 1965. We've been going back to the YouTube era. We've been on like a 19-year spiritual crusade. Started with the apostles.
But I'm gonna say this point. I really seen things when the spirit hopped on apostles so hard to do those 3 videos. That's when shit really started moving.
Yeah.
There's so much information just coming in on his ass, bro.
Yeah, it was around 2020 when we had to do one video a day.
Yeah.
When he came out, we should do one video. I think it was 2020.
I think so.
Don't
It
let me
started
lie
in
to you.
2016. I know the 3 video mandate started when we went to DR. The first time we went to the DR,
Yeah.
that was around 2016, and then it upgraded a little bit.
Yeah, so look, man, hey,
Okay.
we can feel it now, man.
Video a week when I came in at 17.
17, okay.
So it was already in motion then. I remember you used to come to
Yeah.
the shop.
Anybody else have any? Let's finish it up.
It says it shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So like back in Second Thessalonians 2:8, it says it shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Verse 9.
What's that? That's Yahweh Shah coming back on that farmer ship. Being accommodated with Mike. Now Mike ready to get down, bro.
Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs of lying wonders.
The word work in the Greek goes into the energia.
Energy.
Yeah, which you get like effectual working,
Yeah.
energy or operation. So who operates as Esau? Who operates as the spiritual demon Satan? You know, in this earthly realm. Esau, you know, process of elimination. Esau, you know, he fits this right here.
Like you always say, bro, Isaac gave him the sword. That's who's gonna take it from him.
Yeah.
You know?
Balance.
Because Yahweh Shah really, Yahweh Shah want that nigga to be reserved for him.
Right, bro.
You know, that's why he got that sword to preserve himself for Yahweh Shah, man.
And then line 1 it goes into Revelation 13 and 16
Mm-hmm.
and his media outlets.
Is it more to the room?
Oh, 10.
Hey, well, look, we're gonna try this too.
They had some of
You had something?
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Job chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing that his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah. So, hey, this man, his weakness is boundaries. His weakness is his expiration date for his kingdom. Time. Because this human can't control time. You know, his weakness is time. So, hey, that's pretty much the point, man. Hey, Lamentations 4:22. You know, the accomplishment of our iniquity is accomplished. Talk about the Israelites, and now it's time for you to drink that cup, man. So your 700-year period of rulership, 700-year rulership, has come to an end. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning, man. All right, we got fucking next, man. We up, man. Hey, but with that, we're gonna draw this to a closing. I hope this was edification. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kadosh.
where you double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, Shalom.
Shalom.
Inspiration.